Hi everyone, this is a UV mapping tutorial. Let's look at how to make a cylindrical projection. So here's a leg. It's clearly not got good UVs. And now we're going to make good UVs. So first step, let's select some faces. Go into face mode. Let's make a quick selection. You can do this in a million different ways. I'm just going to go from here and then just deselect, deselect, deselect. And we'll create a quick seam. One important rule, try to make sure you follow your edge loops so that you're getting good results. And then here, so I add this, and you can see deselecting here. And that. Okay, these don't belong here either. So the selecting, generally the largest time suck out of everything, but otherwise you're pretty good. You can even make a mistake and just overwrite it with your next shell, essentially, and a shell is what a UV turns into once you've made the projection. So let's look over here. Let me go into my UV menu and go into a cylindrical projection. By default, cylindrical projections work vertically. And you can see this is what it's looking like, which is pretty creepy if you think about it. But that's because we need to edit and adjust where this sits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over here and kind of squish this into place so we can see it a little better. And, oh, my bad. Here, if you hit Z, this is where we go. All right, now look for this little red T. It should be on the corner of whatever this cage is. This allows for interactive manipulation. And now let's kind of jiggle this. You'll also notice you can see where the actual seam is being created. If there's a strong white line going up the back, that's perfect. We've got a few awkward faces over here. And sometimes you can just fix it by rotating it, which I just did. And then there's this weird thing happening here, this cut in the middle. And that's because the leg is not perfectly angled. So, because it's not a dead straight leg. People are, curvy. So here's this. And that, my dears, is your cylindrical projection. If you want to fix this, which you probably want to do, is let's just shift it around until this starts to look a little bit more like the leg that you were looking at, weirdly enough. There you go. And then finally, what I tend to really enjoy doing is I go into UV mode and I tend to straighten out things like these. So if you hit like straighten UVs like so, you end up getting a really nice sort of straight shape coming together, and then you can just go ahead and use your move tool to bring these things back to center, maybe even symmetricize this. Here, that's also going to be straight and straight. Yeah, doing this in phases. And then this big curve over here, I'm going to just pull these things aside. I do not find it useful to grab like a full grid if edges are too close to each other, or sorry, UVs are too close to each other. So if I pull this up like this, then I think we're more likely to have the U and the V straighten out and be successful. If not, you're going to get something like this. Less fun, but easier to fix for sure. So now I can just kind of grab like these guys, for example, and bring them down. And these guys, for example. Maybe let go of that. and we're good. Once you've gotten these things straightened out, life is good, and we move on to our next cylindrical projection.